too.
All right, guys, here's a little update video on the Noble. We've got the motor all torn down and ready to be sent out to the machine shop. Heads are off, pistons are out, cams are out, camshaft, everything. So you can see the cylinder walls got pretty scarred up. So this engine had ring failure and caused the rings to break off the pistons and scar the cylinder. So today we're also going to be doing a little bit of weight reduction. So Race Exotics wants his wiper arms removed and his windshield reservoir tank removed as well, because every little bit of weight makes a big difference on these cars. This isn't gonna be driven in the rain, so we'll do a little time lapse of removing these couple components here in the front.
Many months later.
What you got here?
Motor.
Is it a motor?
It's a motor.
What do we need a motor for?
We got a Noble here. We waited a few months to get this. A little bit of persuasion on our end for another party to cough up some money to get this thing ordered, but here it is.
And exactly what motor is it? Isn't it something a little bit special?
It's a Ford motor.
I know what's wrong with it. It's a Ford.
So at the end of the day, it's a Ford motor that goes in the Ford Escapes and Tauruses. So just a 3.0 Durablock V6 Ford motor.
There's something more special than that.
It's a lot more special.
Okay.
It's also 3.2. You're not ripping me off that
3.2? Is it
liters.
bored out?
It's bored out.
Okay, so it's stock 3.0, but it's bored out.
He said this is built to handle 650 horse.
Shit. That's 100 horsepower over.
Yeah, this was 515 before. He said obviously that's the turbos and the tune that we do, but yeah, he said this is pretty special engine.
So you're gonna go bigger turbos?
Yeah, so actually this motor is the last one left over from when Rosen purchased Noble.
That's what I was remembering.
So this motor was the last motor the guy was saving it for himself. So when Rosen went out of business, this guy built all the motors for the Rosen Q1s. And when Rosen went out of business, he went and repoed the motors.
Really?
And he was saving this for himself. And this is a factory Duratec built for a Rosen. It's the last one. So we definitely need more power. More power, for
More
sure.
power out every time.
Every time.
Never have to power.
Oh.
That's for you, man.
All right.
Ever open?
Well, it looks colorful.
My cousin was locked out of her house one day, and she told me to kick her door in. I was wearing flip-flops. Flip-flops. Might as well just go pick them up for sure.
It's like hatching an egg.
It's a very rare egg.
Yeah, I think he said it's been sitting up on the shelf for 6 years.
And 0 miles on this, or?
Yeah, 0 miles.
Oh shit. Wow.
He said they ran it, but it wasn't like gone down the road.
Yeah, I wasn't put into a car.
Right. Clean for sitting for 6 years.
Yeah.
He said it wasn't super pretty, but it looks good enough for me.
6 months later.
What's going on, everyone? Today's a pretty eventful night. I finally got the motor back in this Noble after about 5 or 6 months on waiting for motors, waiting for parts, and obviously taking apart to redo timing, adding oil pumps, upgrading cam tensioner guides, and all that good jazz. So now I'm at a point where I've added the coolant and I've flushed actually the radiator in the front, because these cars have the radiator in the front. So I flushed all the old coolant out of this front radiator, along with the canister that kind of holds most of the excess coolant. And I also added some new power steering fluid, because that whole system was removed, so all the power steering fluid is out of there. So that has a brand new fluid in it, and then also topped it off with oil. So the motor builder, he recommended that I just use regular motor oil, non-synthetic, for the break-in period. Guess I'm supposed to run it, heat it up, let it go through a heat cycle, and then shut it off. And then heat it up again, let it go through a heat cycle, and then shut it off, and then immediately drain the oil, and then cut open the oil filter with a special tool to see if there's any metal flakes in it that could potentially damage the motor or something's wrong. So I will be cutting this oil filter open after I start the new motor about 2 times. So turn it on, make sure I'm in neutral, wait for the fuel pump to turn off, and I'm just gonna crank it over to turn the oil pump and make sure that it is lubricating the whole motor before firing it up. Check, make sure nothing is leaking. This is just a temporary exhaust setup. Usually has a MagnaFlow tube, and these actually connect to both sides of it, and then they kind of exit near the sides. But for now, it's just gonna exit kind of funky like that, and then we'll kind of weld a stainless mock-up and then have someone do it in titanium. All right, I'm going to plug in these coil packs. Will give a spark. I can already smell the fuel. All right, here we go. All right, moment of truth. Here we go. Give it a little bit of gas. All right, we got some oil pressure. Man, I waited so long for this. Let's go. This is how it's done. Got this bitch running.
Tomorrow.
FBI, open up. Wow.
Oh.
You guys got going on?
Do I smell tacos?
This guy's getting down.
Should I bring tacos? I'm fucking hungry. Yeah. Isaac has something to show us. Jesus Christ.
Just a little something.
Seeing the motor all back in this thing is crazy.
Dude, it's like trying to put 10 pounds of shit in a 5-gallon bucket. So much crap.
There's a lot going on. Is this just sitting here?
Yeah. This is temporary. I gotta get all new lines. It's for the oil.
Oh, I never realized this is where the filters went either.
Yep. Yeah, I literally started it and then I was just like, I'm gonna dive into the clutch situation another time. AKA tonight.
You gonna start it?
You guys wanna hear it?
Yes.
Let's hear those lines.
It's really loud.
God, this exhaust looks so wonky like this.
It seriously reminds me of like a kid's go-kart.
Yeah, actually, shit.
Like going both ways.
Yeah.
That is literally just temporary.
Not even lined
so
up.
You can drive it down the road with no hatch and without getting crazy. But once the thing's like driving on the road with the hatch on and everything, I'll have to mock up some different tips for it.
For it to come back out at the sides again, or are you gonna try to do like a center exit?
I want to do it in the center. I would love to put it in this mesh
You're gonna go.
right next to the exhaust.
Oh, like
or right next to the,
SVJ status.
Yeah, but the only thing is it sucks because it could burn this.
Oh, yes.
So I might have to do it right here, and then there's the tow hook instead of having it on either side. And then it needs to be circle. The ovals.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the ovals.
He's not a fan of them either. So
Yeah.
like this key.
What the? Ew.
Right. Number 40 out of 75.
Oh, actually?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. Now I'm really excited to hear the turbos. Oh, look who's here. Man, that's like the Crony. He's alive. You got coolant leaking from the Okay. You got coolant coming directly out of the turbo and then oil a little further up. That actually sounds awesome. Nice work, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. All by himself. He took all this motor out. I put it all. Yeah. All by himself. He took everything out. He fixed everything and he put everything back in. The only thing that we helped with was that clamshell over there, taking it on and off. Just trying to be like safe with it, obviously, with multiple people.
Nice. That's it. So that's a banjo bolt. It's like a copper washer. That
Into the turbo?
for this guy, yeah. So that's something that like is kind of a one-time use thing.
Oh, I see. The little drip.
I didn't ever loosen it, but maybe that's just been a pre-existing thing. Because all this is these new coolant lines that went to it. And before they had fuel lines going to it. And fuel lines and then coolant lines are different. The material inside of it, that's rubber. And it was all like corroded and like crusty. But yeah, I want to see what the heck that's leaking there. Ah, it's that little fucking screw.
What?
So there's a little screw right there that you can tee into another part of the block.
Oh,
Yeah, so I think it's
hold
that
the light
one.
right here.
That's part of the sandwich plate.
Oh, yeah, that little screw right there.
Yeah.
Is that alternator right there?
Yeah, it's the alternator.
Damn, way down there. That sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just that little screw there that's leaking, it looks like, which is pretty good.
Sweet, but it runs. Only a couple minor things to fix. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Didn't blow up. The timing was good.
Yeah, right. I was stressing about the
Oh, I
timing.
bet.
He's like, this is not a motor you want to fuck up on the timing.
Get it all tight.
She tight.
It was just finger loose before? Finger
Yeah.
tight?
That's just from when they shipped it. It wasn't tight unless you want to add something. Then you unscrew it and then wire something in.
Well, that's one problem fixed.
Yep.
And then the other one, you just need a banjo bolt.
I can try and tighten it because it's just a copper crush washer.
Yeah, I was going to say, not the bolt, but the washer.
Yeah, so I'll try and tighten it, see if that fixes it, and then if not, I'll take it apart and then put 2 new copper washers. And then hopefully it's all the oil leaks.
Oh, so that just wasn't tightened either?
Yeah, I mean, I never took it off. All you do is unplug the lines from the rubber.
Oh, yeah, one drip. Oh, yeah, there it goes.
Try it again.
Good to me. Oh,
Barely forming.
yeah, I see one tiny drip.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. I might have done it, honestly.
What, that last little tiny bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Another 10 degrees Celsius, and it'll be at operating temperature. Then we'll shut it off and then drain the oil.
Oh, damn, without even driving it.
Yeah, literally, like, just to make sure that I don't have a bunch of oil or a bunch of metal floating around in the oil that could damage the motor. If something were wrong.
Turn it again.
New crush washer.
Yep.
It's a one-time use thing. Once you crush them, they get tight.
Yeah.
So
That's a very fast 2,500 RPMs, I feel
runs
like.
up quick.
Yeah. So time for an oil change? Oil change number 1 of how many?
3.
Before the car even moves.
Before I can even hit the gas, kind of.
Dang, look how perfectly clear that shit is.
Yeah, no chunks. That's good.
Oh, God.
Now, is that a special break-in oil or?
It's just regular motor oil, non-synthetic. Got all the oil drained out of here. The oil filter is now removed. We're going to cut this filter open and see if there's any metal particles inside. And if everything looks clear, we will fill her back up and then do it a second time. And then a third time. And a fourth time. And then a fourth time.
Ooh. What do we have here?
This is Snoop Dogg's Impala.
Yeah?
No, not his, but
What are we doing with it?
Dog style. This bad boy's for sale. I've been driving to a couple car shows, telling a few people about it, but I'll probably bring it or post it on Bring a Trailer and then offer up Craigslist.
But what are we doing with it right now?
What's that?
What are we doing with it right now?
I can't move it out the way.
For
our first test drive on Mr. Noble.
Ooh. That's a good sounding Camry.
It's so cool looking.
Ah! Ah! All that dust. Oh, that's so cool. That's so sick with no clamshell.
First drive in the Noble.
Hear the turbo?
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot more turbo noise once I take some bends out of the way that it exits.
Oh, really? Okay.
Exhaust, yeah. It's got a few more curly cues than I want. Boost gauge, bars of PSI, or bars of pressure, and then there's oil pressure on this left side, and then oil temp on this right side. We have 50 degrees Celsius.
Nothing.
None.
Oh, I got the stereo over here.
Like that.
That's sick.
That's 0.5 psi, or 0.5 bars. Just
What
like
the
7 pounds out of
fuck?
25.
Wow. Dude, that's
Below 4,000
crazy.
RPMs, yeah.
That's crazy.
This thing gets it.
It's a little missile.
It is. It really is.
It's a nice steering wheel too.
What's that?
I like that steering wheel.
Yeah, it's pretty trick.
Boost buttons or horns? Ah.
Don't work. Not a single use of the brake.
I love this car. This thing is awesome. Your turn. This.
Seatbelts though?
What's that rubbing?
I don't know what that's. It's not rubbing like the wheels. It's. I feel like it's the fuel pump. It literally as soon as I turned this corner, it made that noise.
So that's new.
Yeah.
I thought your You're not supposed to do that.
That's at 0.7 psi.
Oh, it's like nothing.
That's like 7 pounds of pressure. That's what the tuner said you can drive around for the break-in period.
Oh, okay. So that noise is new?
Yeah.
Fuck.
It sounds good.
This thing's gonna be way more fun when we can actually get on it, obviously. I just remember last time I rode in this, him getting on it in like first, second, third, fourth, it was just light up the tires like instantly. I don't know how it's gonna be now. Got a good amount of smoke. You know what that is?
It's either oil residual from in the engine bay or the oil catch canister.
That noise is terrible.
That's like,
Dude, it's barely touching anything.
it's just
It's pulling.
Like this.
don't touch it, it'll turn the car off.
Well, she lives. She's alive. It's been like, how long since this thing's ran?
6 months.
Yeah,
6 freaking months.
a long time. Scott's gotta be happy.
I think he's trying to contain his excitement until he drives it.
Yeah.
Which is totally fair.
She's
but-
not allowed. Good work, sir.
Yep.
Killer. That was all you. No one else. Fuck that noise.
Right?
Ew.
Dude, it's the valve for the coolant temp.
Really?
Yeah, it's like the release for the pressure.
Disgusting.
Release valve for the coolant temp.
You gotta be like sitting on the ground to get out of this thing. Or to get in it. What? Turn up. Oh shit. Alright, it's totaled. Time to sell it. Scrap it. Cheers, boys.
Celebration, cheers.
She drives. All because of this man.
20 minutes later.